Where are these people supposed to go when majority of Gaza is destroyed? Nobody has houses to live in, and people are being forced to sleep in tents and stuff because the Israeli government has destroyed their homes. Like, how can the Israeli government continually tell people to evacuate from a place when there's nowhere for these people to go to?
Today, the Israeli military ordered people seeking refuge in East Rafah to evacuate immediately and head to designated humanitarian zones. The warning comes after the Israeli War Cabinet voted to expand its operation into southern Gaza City. Israeli airstrikes on Rafah have already left nearby aid crossings inaccessible. Some agencies say a full invasion would cripple humanitarian operations. Remy Inocencio is in Tel Aviv.
The Israeli government knows this invasion will cause problems for aid workers, though the Israeli government doesn't care about aid workers helping. That's why they've killed over 200 aid workers since October 7th.
Good morning. Hamas says ceasefire talks are back at square one, blaming Israel for rejecting the proposal the militant group accepted last Sunday. Israel's prime minister said he can't accept Hamas's demand to end the war, and now Israel's war cabinet has greenlit the military to deepen its push into Rafah.
Why can't he accept the ceasefire proposal? If he truly cared about rescuing the hostages, he would accept the ceasefire proposal that would allow the hostages to be freed. The most recent ceasefire proposal would free 33 or like 40 hostages and there would be a ceasefire for like the next 40 days. And then after that, more hostages would be released for another like 40-day ceasefire. And then after that, the rest of the hostages would be released for another ceasefire, somewhat permanent.
Hamas fired rockets into southern Gaza as Israel's military advanced to Rafah City, building on its capture of the Rafah aid crossing this week. This morning, again warning people to evacuate with flyers and with text messages. You are in a dangerous combat area. The IDF is about to operate with great force.
I think it's funny that they sent text messages. Like, these people probably don't have phones at the moment or working service since most of Gaza is destroyed, so the south would be destroyed. So how are these people supposed to access these text messages?
To Netanyahu straightforward is not to go to Rafah.
But with the city's eastern half now encircled, retired Army General Israel Ziv outlines next tactics.
Go through the main street with a combination both of tanks, infantry and air support.
Block by block?
Block by block. We don't have any other choice.
Hamas wants to show they are watching. This video shows a sniper shooting at Israeli soldiers. More than 110,000 people have.
Well, at least Hamas is shooting at Israeli soldiers. The IDF would be shooting at civilians, like the snipers that were Catholics in a Catholic church, people that were citizens that were holding up in a church. IDF snipers were killing.
Now evacuated Rafah, says the UN, more than doubling in the past few days. Satellite images show Rafah's white tent camps disappearing. The army's not far, said this displaced man. Israeli tanks will be in the middle of the city soon. Its biggest hospital is now abandoned, and the UN says Gaza only has 2 days of food left. General,
if the Israeli government wasn't preventing aid to get into Gaza, Palestinians in Gaza would have more than just 2 days of food. They would have a good bit of food, but the Israeli government knows what they're doing when they're closing border crossings and stuff like that. The IDF is willingly preventing aid from getting into Gaza, and then you also have right-wing Israelis also preventing aid from getting into Gaza. These people preventing aid from getting into Gaza just want to watch Palestinians starve to death.
Ziv says Prime Minister Netanyahu is making a mistake.
With a lot of chances to have uninvolved casualties and, raise the tension with Egypt. I don't think it's worthwhile especially when we don't have a plan what to do the next day after taking over Gaza.
Well, the Israeli government does have a plan after they take over Gaza and kill most of the Palestinians or every single Palestinian, and that's to turn or Gaza into Israel.
And Ziv says that next day plan should have the Palestinian Authority take over for Hamas in Gaza, the lesser of two evils. The U.S. is trying to keep Israel and Hamas talking, if only virtually, to keep